assignment is you are going to be creating the scripts to interface with the database. And you're going to be interfacing with that grocery database. And instead of working with the employee table, you're going to be working with managers. So this is what yours is going to look like. So you can see it's very similar to the employee, but the difference is the employee just had the name, whereas the managers also have the department. Okay, so in the employee one, where we're just inserting one thing, you guys are going to be inserting two. Okay? And then you'll notice if I want to do an update, now instead of just the original and the new, I've also got department. So if I put in myself here, I'll change myself. I already have Scooby. I'm going to make myself, oh, I like Tigger. We'll do Tigger here. Old department name was CIT. So Tigger. Where can you envision Tigger working? Marketing? Here. Where should Tigger work? Okay, so you can kind of see how that's supposed to work. Yeah. And you guys should be able to upload this to the server. So you're going to get it working on in the test environment. And then you will be able to upload to the server. The connection information you need is in Moodle rather than on the web, okay? And the only thing that I thought might give you a little trouble was the update. So I'm helping you here. This is the code that you need to use for your update. Okay? Otherwise, I didn't think that you'd have too much trouble. Okay, so as far as getting it on the server, you just have to change the connection string. So once you have tested it on dev server or Laragon, okay, this is what you need for the production server. Now, where it says username, so this is your username that you use for NMC and FTP. And where it says password, this is the password that you use for FTPing. Okay, and I am not trying to self-promote, but there's no way I can get rid of the Lisa Ballback underscore that's in front of these, okay, because it's on my domain. That's automatically tacked on. Okay, but you guys have all been added to this database. Okay, I've given you guys permissions so that you can get in there. And if you want to see what that looks like, I'm going to pause this a second because I'll log in and show it to you. Okay, so when I create a database on the server, I actually have to go in here, MySQL databases. And then where it says create new database, this is where I have to enter it. And then you can see the databases. And then if I want to add a user to a database, okay, I can pick them from here and pick the database. And I also had to add you guys as users. Okay, so I had to add the database, had to add you as users, then I had to add the user to the database in order for you guys to have access. So you can see grocery, I've added all of you. Okay, so you all have access to that. And then you'll probably notice that your names are up here. Yes. So what I also did for your final project that we are actually going to be able to start working on at the end of next week. Yeah. I created a database for each one of you using your username. That way, you guys can keep your tables separate from each other, because I found that a lot of people name their tables the same. So keeping everybody separate works well. Okay, so just so you can kind of envision how that looks, each one of your usernames is its own database where you will be able to add tables. Okay, so that's how we create it on the server. And then once I get into PHP MyAdmin, it pretty much looks the same. Okay, so here are all of the databases. So the only thing I do in that database administration panel is create the database and create the users. And I should show you when I create the users. I'll start a fake user so you can see what it looks like. Scrappy. Okay, it should come back and ask me about permissions, which it did not do. Usually I see a permission screen, and I did give you guys all the permissions. So you're able to insert, you're able to delete, you're able to do all of that. Not sure why it didn't do that this time. Yeah, I'll have to figure out why it didn't do that. That was weird. Anyway, just so you know, you have full permissions for your own database, okay? And I gave you full permissions on the grocery database as well, but please don't write code to delete the database, because then I will have to recreate it if you do that. Okay, so if I click on the grocery database, you can see we got employee, grocery inventory, manager, produce. We are all sharing this database, okay? So once you guys have your code working for manager, because that's the one you're connecting to, you're going to want to test it live. But just keep in mind, everybody is going to be able to see whatever you enter in there. Okay, and so you probably are not going to want to go out and delete all of the managers, because then when other people come out here and they hit view managers, they're not going to see anything. Okay, so what I would do when you're testing is you can add a couple managers, you can update it, then you can delete your own people. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so the rest